when I was young. I've been needing to take all by myself.
Raspberries frontman Eric Carmen, known for his solo hits Hungry Eyes and All By Myself, has died at age 74.
I've got this feeling that won't subside. Think of all the friends I've known. I look at you and I never needed anyone. Now I've got you in my sights with
His wife, Amy, who he wed in 2016, confirmed the devastating news on his website on Monday. It is with tremendous sadness that we share the heartbreaking news of the passing of Eric Carmen, the newscaster wrote. Our sweet, loving and talented Eric passed away in his sleep over the weekend. She continued, "It brought him great joy to know that for decades, his music touched so many and will be his lasting legacy." Amy requested fans respect her request for privacy as she and his loved ones mourn their enormous loss. She concluded her statement by referencing his 1977 track, Love Is All That Matters, as she signed off with his lyrics, "Love is all that matters, faithful and forever." He skyrocketed to fame after releasing his breakout hit, Go All the Way, with the pop rock band Raspberries, which was formed in 1970. The group, hailing from Cleveland, Ohio, had success in the early 1970s and drew inspiration from bands like the Beatles, The Who, The Hollies, and Small Faces. After a 5-year run, the band went their separate ways professionally. Their most well-known songs include Let's Pretend, I Wanna Be With You, Tonight, and Overnight Sensation hit record. Although he was classically trained in piano, the rocker taught himself guitar as a teenager by following a Beatles chord book. After 4 months, he began to successfully play the instrument and went on to join a band named Cyrus Erie while attending John Carroll University. As a solo artist, he released some of his greatest hits, including All By Myself, It Hurts Too Much, and The Way We Used to Be. Additionally, his tracks, Never Gonna Fall in Love Again, She Did It, and the Dirty Dancing classic Hungry Eyes found incredible success on the Billboard Hot 100. During that time, Eric also wrote for other artists, including Sean Cassidy, who reached the top 10 with Carmen's compositions Hey Deanie, and That's Rock and Roll. In 2004, he delighted fans by reuniting with the original Raspberries members Jim Bonfanti, Wally Bryson, and Dave Smalley. At one show, he recalled thinking they were being radical. But FM radio thought we were being reactionary, he mused. In another interview about reuniting with his former bandmates, Eric said, "People used to ask me, why don't you guys get together and just play one gig? Because it takes the same amount of preparation for one good show as a 6-month tour," he explained. "I never wanted to be the guy to put this band back on a stage and pop everyone's bubble and have them go home saying, oh, they weren't that good." Additionally, he said 30 years had passed and everybody is a grown-up now, with a life. On that tour, the group recorded a live album of their biggest hits at the House of Blues on Sunset Strip. In 2013, he released his first new song in 15 years, titled Brand New Year. Following news of his death, fans and musicians around the world flocked to mourn him. Kiss frontman Paul Stanley was among the first to pay tribute on X. "Awful news. Eric Carmen has died," he wrote. Although known to many for writing radio hits like All By Myself and others, Eric was a true rocker at heart. His voice had elements of McCartney and Steve Marriott. The Raspberries did shows with us, a killer band live, and I loved their records. A number of his followers looked back on his greatest hits, including All By Myself, as they praised him for making music they could relate to as a teenager. Actor Michael Despars wrote, "An exquisite songwriter and vocalist and performer. He loved Steve Marriott and also loved pop music. He put the two together and created something new, R.I.P. Eric Carmen." Singer John Edit shared a long tribute as he reacted to Eric's death. "It's a sad day for my inner child who is now in his late 40s, he tweeted. Rest in peace, Eric Carmen, and thank you for the Raspberries. Carmen was born in Cleveland, Ohio, on August 11, 1949. He was a guitarist and keyboardist who rose to fame when forming his band, the Raspberries. The pop group gained a cult following in the 1970s and 80s, with successful tracks like Go All the Way, which sold over 1 million records. The band broke up in 1975, but Carmen pursued a solo career creating hits such as All By Myself, Never Gonna Fall in Love Again, She Did It, Hungry Eyes, and Make Me Lose Control. He released his last track, Brand New Year, in 2013, shortly before the March 2014 arrival of a 30-track album featuring his most famous songs named The Essential Eric Carmen. He co-founded the pop group with Jim Bonfanti and Wally Bryson, and was later joined by Dave Smalley after the departure of John Alexic. Carmen was a talented songwriter who either wrote or co-wrote most of the Raspberries hits. Some of the most well-known tracks written by the band's frontman were Overnight Sensation, I'm a Rocker, and Let's Pretend. He also co-wrote hits like Don't Want to Say Goodbye and I Saw the Light with bandmate Wally Bryson. Carmen was married 3 times throughout his life. His first marriage was to Marcy Hill on October 31, 1978. But their marriage quickly came to an end just a year later, in 1979. His second marriage was to Susan Brown in 1993, but they divorced in 2009. The couple had 2 children, Clay and Catherine. In 2016, he married Amy Murphy, and although they never had children together, the couple remained together up until Eric sadly passed away in 2024. Amy is a former Cleveland WKYC TV3 staff meteorologist, but left the station to seek pastures new in Miami, Phoenix, and Los Angeles, reports Cleveland Magazine. The talented newscaster worked for Fox News and earned an Emmy Award, as well as 2 further nominations for her coverage of the 2002 Winter Olympics. Following her work in the media, she took a job as Director of Corporate Communications for Pacify Corp, now called Health Banks, a biotech firm. Tributes to the artist have been widespread since the announcement of his death. Fans and fellow musicians alike have taken to social media and various platforms to express their respect and admiration for Carmen's contributions to the music world. Eric Carmen's impact on the music industry is both enduring and inspiring. Through his work with the Raspberries and as a solo artist, he touched many lives and left a profound musical legacy. While the specifics of his passing remain private, the respect and love from his fans and peers speak volumes about the man behind the music. Eric Carmen's artistry will continue to resonate with future generations as they discover the timeless appeal of his songs.